Hi, welcome back everybody. This is Azure Steve signing in. Today we will be discussing how we can install Server 2022 image file, and then we can install that. So as you already know that Microsoft has already launched the Server 2022, also known as the vNext. So we will download the image file and then we will go for the installations. Without any further ado, let's dive in and get started. So I will be using this for installing that one. So we will open this Hyper-V manager, and then we will install here the Server 2022. So this is a new Windows Server image that Microsoft has launched this year itself. So now we will just go and create first the space for installing that. So let's go to this right corner and click this new, and that is a virtual machine. So we'll just select that, and from here we will just go to the next, and we will rename this one as here Windows Server 2022. Okay, so this is the name we will be given this one. So we'll click next, and then we will select this new generations. Okay, and I'm going to give here it can still run with 1 GB, but it's better like if you give more GB. So I'm going to give here 1048, which is of 2 GB RAM, memory RAM. So now let's that one. So now here the connections, as of now we are not connected here, so we have to create virtually. We will create this one later. So as of now we will just give it like that, and then we go to the next, and from here like it's up to you like where you want to store the virtual hard disk. So right now it is by default it is in the C drive, but I'm going to change this location, and I'm going to give here 40 GB for hard disk space. So this location I'm going to give to another drive that is like in D drive, E drive there, and then we'll go to the VM disk here, and we will put to this Server 2022. Okay, so I'll select that, and then now you saw the location that this is VM disk Server 2022. Okay, so that is our location. So it depends only like if you have other disk space, that you can also install it there. Wherever you have more hard disk space, you can put it there. Okay, so I've put in the E drive. Okay, after that we just go to the next, and now here we have the three options here: install an operating system later, and then install an operating system from bootable DVD or CD or whatever you have. So we will select this one, and now I'm not going to boot from the physical CD or DVD drive, but I'm going to use as an image file, as already I have the image file. So I'll just click this, and then I will go to my server image. So I'll just browse this here, server image, and you see here there is a Windows Server image 22, which I've already downloaded. For those of you who did not download, you can go to the Microsoft website and you just search for Windows Server 2022 and you will get it there. So I select this, open, and now it is selected, and we click next, and now we click finished. So this like Windows Server 2022, there's a lot of improvement that Microsoft have done. So after the installations we will also see some of those. Okay, so now before we start, we just have to create that VLAN, local area connections, for the interfaces. So we just go to this here, virtual switch manager, just go to this, and then here we will just create the internal. So as we have here external, which is communicating to outside world, internal, which is only for internal communications between different operating system, and if you have a private network, that you can also select this. But as of now I'm going to use this internal. Okay, so let's click this create virtual switch, and we will just give here internal, and then so I'm just going to give here virtual VLAN interface. Okay, okay, so instead of this we will just give here Server 2022, so that we understand for which VLAN we're creating. So right now here, and we selected that, and don't forget here to select this internal network. Okay, so if you want to connect to the outside world, you can also connect here, like internet, you want to communicate with your own system, that you can also do that. But right now here I'm going to communicate between server to server, so that is what I have selected this, and then now we click and apply, and then okay. So this will take a little bit time. Okay, so that's quite fast. Now we just have to right click, or you can just have to look at the settings if you would like to change anything, whether making sure everything that you have selected has been proper. So let's see here. Now we have selected memory 2 GB, processor of course 1, then we have hard disk, and then our virtual images here, and we are selecting the image file here. Where is the location there? And after that, now here is where we did not select it yet. So network adapter, you just go here, which we have created already. So here, internal VLAN for server 22, we have selected this. This is for communicating the interfaces which will be communicating between different servers. Okay, so that's why we selected that. Okay, so now after that, you just apply OK, and now we're good to go. So we can just right click here and start, or you can just go to the right corner and then click this and start. So it's the same thing. So let's click the start, and then we will just go with the installation. So now the installation has just started. You just double click this to see the visual things here. So now you can minimize this, and then you can just expand this. Now its background, you see that it is already starting up. Now you can see the screen here. So now when you minimize this, you will see this image. So it's given the Microsoft logo here, and the language that we select, we will be selecting is only this. So here United States, that's okay, you can keep that default here. Then we go to the next, and then we also have the install now, and then we have also repair your computer, but that is not the one we are doing. So we are going to do the clean installation. So this is a review, kind of like server 2022. So right now we don't have the product key and all that. So if you want the original, that you will have to buy the license key or product key. So this Microsoft has called this server 22 as a vNext. So now we have this different editions. We have here standard evaluation is there, evaluation desktop experience. This is like kind of it is like purely common prompt, like CMD type. So there will be no graphical user interface. So if you want a user this graphical interface, that you can go for this desktop experience. So we will be going to this one, standard. You can also go with the data center evaluations if you want that. So but we are going with the standard one. So they have 4 editions as of now. So we go to the second one and click next, and now we have to agree with the license agreement, and then there are a lot of things there. If you have time, we can go through, then we can go to the next. And now here there are 2 versions. So the only difference here between these 2 is like when you want to upgrade from server 2019 to 2022, you can select this. But right now we're not going to upgrade, so we're just going to do the custom installation. So we select the down one. So now we select that, and now we are given the, as we have selected, given the hard disk space 40 GB, it is now showing us the unallocated space. So we will do this to do the partitioning, and then we'll create a room for the drive to be installed. So we just click next here, new, and then there is a 40 GB which I'm going to use, and then automatically the system will do its system partitioning, and system reserve will be allocated. So now you can see the system reserve is already taken the 50 MB, and the partitions which we're taking is this. So this is the 39.9 GB it is being given. So if you want to format, you can just do the formatting here. It is happening. So now it's done. So now we can just go click next, and the installation starts from here. So this will take like 15 to 30 minutes depending on your if you have given more RAM, it will be more faster, but if you give it less RAM, it will be slower. So it will take some time. By the time you can just go and have your coffee, and then you'll be back, then that will be okay. So we will fasten this video, and then when it's done, we'll come back again. When they restart, they will ask you to reboot there, but then don't press again the enter key, otherwise it will start from the beginning once again. So you just let it be, and then let the system restart by itself. So now our installation is almost over. So once we reboot it, and then we can see what are the new things, what are new features the server 2022 Microsoft have given us. So few settings are left to be done. So now as you can see, the installation is completed, but before that they will be asking you the password. So make sure that you put the right password, so you can see that, remember. Okay, so now click finish. The username is administrator, and you put your own password. So now it is loading. So as you can see now, the server 2022, the new has come like this. And also as you can see that Microsoft 2022 comes with the Microsoft Edge browser. As you can see here, they have given here. So when you go to the start menu, also you will see here there is a Microsoft Edge already there. So we can also change quickly the time zone of this. Okay, so that time in the zone is there. And now here, like when we start, so we will just first of all we'll just make a domain controller out here. So we just go to this add ruled. So if we didn't get this one, server manager, what you can do is you can go to the here start menu, or you can just right click and then ping to taskbar, so it will be ping here. So you can also just fire up there. Okay, so this will be there. So now let's go to the add rules and future, so that we can create our own. Okay, just before that, I just want to make this rename my PC. So it's good thing that to rename a PC, because right now the name of your server is like this, so which is not good. So let's rename that to make it very familiar to any one of you. So we can just give here like okay, so we'll just give a 22. That means server 2022. Okay, or according to your own likeness you can also give that, but once you rename this they will ask you to restart. So we restart it quickly now. Okay, or we can also restart later. We will fire up this server manager, and then we will just add roles and features, and then we go to the next and we choose this role based and feature based installations. So we select that, and from here now, this right now, because we did not restart, so PC name is given this way. Right now we did not put an IP address, so it is taken this randomly. It is taken this IP address, APIPA, which is APIPA address, and then the operating system, as you can see, server 2022 standard evolutions. That's okay. And then now we will just click ADDS, that means Active Directory Domain Service. Says we will just click that. We will just do this DNS server as well. Okay, so we are installing these two features right now. And as you can see, you can also have here Hyper-V. If you want to have the same thing that I'm doing in this Windows 10, you can also have this Hyper-V. Click tick and restart, and then the next restart your Hyper-V will be there. So then that way you can also work. But as of now, I'm just doing this too. So let's go ahead and click next, and nothing to do here because we don't have anything to. There are so many. These are just features. Like whenever you need, you just go and fetch it from here. There are a lot of things there. So as you can see, there are a lot of features also here. And then yeah, so here SMT, they also have this here SMB01, and then file sharing is there, SMB, and then bandwidth limit also is now available here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click next, and then next, and then install. So if you want to restart, you just tick this yes, and then when it is finished, they will restart by itself. So let's install, and we shall wait. This will take some few minutes. So once it is done, it will restart itself, and then it will reboot. Once rebooted again, then we will see our new PC name, which we have given SRV 2022, and then after that we can proceed ahead. So now as you can see that installation has been completed, and then we have done the installation of Active Directory. As you can see here, whatever the good thing about this dashboard is that like whatever you have installed here, they will show you whatever you have installed in the server. So we have done recently this ADDS, so which is already done, and now you can see the here on the top where you have a manage here. So just there's a one sign, so that shows that something is still not completed. So now as we will click this to promote and complete our ADDS domain controller, so let's click that, and then the wizard will appear here. And now here it's up to you, like what is your domain name will be. So if you have already a server which is existing server that you want to be a part of that, you can go ahead and click this one. But if you are going to make a new one, select this, a new forest, let's say DC. Okay, so dc3.com, like that. So that this will be our domain name. So we can just click this, and now here ours is 2016. Functional level is server 2016. Remember, this functional level is very important. And here there is 2000, goes 2016, and now here, though our server is 2022, we are still functioning 2026. So that means, like here, if you have a server which is operating like server 2016 and all that, you have to have the functional level in 2016. Or if you have a 2008, then you can select that 2008, so that all the servers can communicate with each other. If you have a server 2008, and if you did not if your functional level is 2016, chances are that you will not be able to communicate, or you will not be able to see them. So selecting this functional level is very important. Okay, so down here we have a domain DNS, and we also have a global catalog, and these two will be tick, and this RODC is not required right now. So you just give a password, the password, type your password here, and then it have to match, and click next. And now the last part, yeah, so we're checking the net bias as of now to make sure that the domain name and everything is done. So now we have no server which with the same name is not existed, so exists. So this is the thing. So now we can click next. Okay, so now here database, it is where this, in this folder, NTDS folder is stored, and then log file, and then sysvol. So these are the folders where our database has been placed, so you can have a look at that. Okay, next. And now they have given you a short review or summary of all the things what we are doing. So if you change your mind during this time, you can go ahead and make the changes. After this, you may not have a chance to change again or alter that. So you just go through, and you can also view the script and all that. So you can give, okay, so once you're good to go, so you just click next, and then service check-in, and now everything is in green. Here there is no, some few prerequisite to be checked, it is given here, but with this we can still go ahead. So there is nothing to be much awaited, so we can just go and install. Okay, so by the time this is installing, we can just go back and then see our server name and all, everything that we have done before has been accepted. So we'll just fire up this Explorer, and then we go to our my computer properties. Okay, so now you can see that our server name has been changed to server SRV 2022, full name there. And when you expand, you can also see that our Windows Server 2022 standard evaluation is there, and this is the 21H2, and that is the thing. So now, so let's go to the personalize. We'll bring all those, my computer, my networks, and all these things, and we will try to put our IP address also, local IP address. Okay, so we just go, and then we go to the thing, and then from here we go to the desktop icons settings here, and then we'll just put it away whatever we need. So we need a computer, networks, recycle bin, and then we also use a control panel. So now here, this the good thing here, even in here they have given the control panel. Okay, so now we can close this. If you want to make any wallpaper changes, you can also make. So we'll just minimize that, and our Active Directory users and computers will be popping up, so we will see that. So now we can see our domain controller is now, it's working, and now we can see that our domain controller is here, and we have the built-in like this things, all this all these security groups, everything is here. Okay, so that we have a computer. So right now we did not join any client, and this is our domain controller, it is a GC, and this is our server name, and we have a foreign, and we have also users like that, security group users, all the security groups and users are here, so we can see that way. So server manager dashboard. You can see a lot more here. And now what we do was like we'll just set up this DNS, then IP address and all that. So before that, since we did not do any IP address, so right now server is not taking any IP address still, so we shall quickly put the IP address. So we just go to our network properties, and then we go to our change adapter settings, and then we go to the Ethernet, and we will put this private IP address. So we'll just put here right now this host IP is the address is there, so we'll just put the private IP of class A. So we'll just use 10.10.10, and maybe we'll use this one 4 here, and then we'll make a default gateway as 1 or maybe 2. Okay, 2 the server address, and the DNS server here is we will put the main IP address of the server. So server will be always 1, and default gateway is 1, and then default server IP address is 2. So we put like this way. So this is our server DNS server IP address, so we put here. Okay, so now we can see that the IP address has been there. Now one more important thing is we have to go and change the advanced sharing here. So in the server, this is the problem. Always this, even though you turn on here also, again you save changes, and then when you go back again it's the same. So this is the problem in the server. So what you can do is, if we don't want this to, because unless we turn on the network discovery, we will not be able to join the client. So there's a problem. So we will just go to our services and turn on those options. So now we go to the Windows Server Administration, administrative tools there, and then we will select this services out here, these services. So click that service, and from the service we'll just go to this functional discovery. So we just go to click here. There are 2 functional discovery, as you can see, and this down one. So this down one, you just right click, double click, or just put here startup manually, it is put here. So let's put to automatic, and then apply, and then click start. It will start. Okay, so that is one. Another one is you go to this SSDP, come to this SSDP here, as this is SSDP discovery. This also we have to put to automatic, then start, and then okay. And the last one is UPnP. So this is the one, UPnP host. It's disabled as of now, so we just have to automatic, put to automatic, apply, start. Okay, so now we can just close this, and we can close this. Now we go to our network property once again here, and we'll check whether our network discovery is still on or off. So now we can see it is turned on. If I off also there, just go back, and then you turn on. Now it will stay because we have already turned on the services. So this is the problem in the server. So you make sure that the services are turned on, then only then you start connecting the client. Then in that way it will be better. Okay, so now if you want to see the more features and all that, friends, like you can see, go to the server manager, and or you can just go here, add the features. So you can see a lot of features here, not to install the from the role here. This is just a role, but when you go to the features, you can see here all the features whatever the server has for you. All the features, whatever you want to install, everything is here. So there are lots and lots of features here. So whatever you need here, you just pull out and then you can use it. So Microsoft has done a wonderful things, that they have done a lot of improvement and a lot of things for us to go. So we'll just close that. We can so go to the control panel, and you can also see here, I'll just put to the large, and we can also see the programs and feature as well. See, you can see that the Microsoft Edge is being installed by default. So we can also see the feature here, turn on features. So when you go there, they will also go to the feature part. So here again, so the same thing, because whatever is there in the future, it has been put to this feature. Okay, so that is the thing. So that is the difference between the client and the server. So when you click that, the server will direct to this one, because all the features, whatever they need or you need, is everything is here. So it's pretty smooth, and then it's quite interesting. I hope for those of you who are like to become a system administrator or server administrator, it's a must that you have to go and see that, and all these things, whatever you do, you just have to know that. Okay, so now we have a DNS and we already have an IP address. So just to prove that, so whether we just want to check the IP address for the confirmation. Now you can see that we have put the IP address, so this is it. So if you want to pin your own IP address, you can do that. Yeah, 10.10.10.4. you can see that you can ping your own IP address. So now we can set up the DNS as well here. So we just want to set up the DNS, so you just go forward, and now you can see the IP address has been taken by the server, but the reverse lookup zone has not been added. So as of now, when you see the server reverse lookup zone is still 0, nothing is there. So we can just right click new zone and then click next, and this is going to be primary domain. So we selected the primary zone. Next, this is our domain, and then we are going to create the reverse lookup zone for IP version 4, not IP version 6. So IP version 4, and the network, your local area network. So here 10.10.10, which is of private class A. So this tree, only this IP address is required, the last one is not required. We need only the network so that we can redirect to this DNS. Okay, next, and then after that we just see here allow only secure dynamic updates, okay, and recommended for Active Directory. So we are using allow this one. Next, and then finish. So now we have here, now our DNS reverse lookup zone has been created. Now we have a DNS here which has domain, a host, alright, has been created statically, and we also have a reverse lookup zone. Let's refresh that. Alright, what about our ndc3.com? Okay, yeah, now it has been resolved. Now you can see that our DNS has been resolved. So once we restart, everything will be okay. Alright, so now you can see that our name has been resolved by the DNS. Alright, yeah, so this is the preview of this server 2022. So guys, I hope this video has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you, and please don't forget to smash the bell icon, like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video. Thank you.